On February 14, 2018, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz opened fire on students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. Cruz fled the scene on foot by blending in with other students and was arrested without incident about an hour later in nearby Coral Springs and charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder and 17 counts of attempted murder. Police and prosecutors investigated a pattern of disciplinary issues and unnerving behavior. The killing spree is the deadliest high school shooting in United States history, surpassing the Columbine High School massacre that killed 13 plus the perpetrators in Colorado in April 1999. The shooting came at a period of heightened public support for gun control that followed mass shootings in Paradise, Nevada and Sutherland Springs, Texas, in October and November 2017. Students at Parkland founded Never Again MSD, an advocacy group that lobbies for gun control. On March 9, Governor Rick Scott signed a bill that implemented new restrictions to Florida's gun laws and also allowed for the arming of teachers who were properly trained and the hiring of school resource officers. The Broward County Sheriff's Office received widespread criticism for its handling of the police response, both for not following up multiple warnings about Cruz despite a lengthy record of threatening behavior, and for staying outside the school instead of immediately confronting him. This led to the resignations of several police officers who responded to the scene, and the removal of Sheriff Scott Israel. A commission appointed by then-Governor Scott to investigate the shooting condemned the police inaction and urged school districts across the state to adopt greater measures of security. On October 20, 2021, Cruz pleaded guilty to all charges and apologized for his actions. Sentencing is expected in January 2022. The shooting took place during the afternoon of February 14, 2018. At Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, an affluent suburb about 30 miles northwest of Fort Lauderdale. According to a police report, the shooter was carrying a rifle case and a backpack. He was spotted and recognized by a staff member who radioed a colleague that he was walking purposefully toward Building 12. However, he did not pursue the shooter or call a code red to lock down the school. The first staff member later claimed that his training called for only reporting threats. His colleague hid in a closet. The shooter entered Building 12, a three-story structure containing 30 classrooms typically occupied by about 900 students and 30 teachers. Armed with an AR-15-style semi-automatic rifle and multiple magazines, the shooter entered a hallway and began firing indiscriminately at students and teachers. A fire alarm went off, causing confusion because there had been a fire drill earlier in the day. The shooter first killed 3 students in the hallway, then fired through the windows of 4 closed classroom doors, killing 6 more students and wounding 13 others. Students were unable to seek shelter at hard corners, areas of a classroom that people could safely hide at if a gunman peered through the window of a door. Because many of the classrooms in Building 12 lacked one, and furniture otherwise obstructed potential safe spaces. 2 of those killed were students in Ivy Sharmi's Holocaust history class. Sharmis was teaching a class lesson on combating hate when the shooter fired shots into her classroom. Around 5 students from Sharmi's class were injured. According to Sharmis, the shooter was unaware he was shooting into a class on the Holocaust, even though he had scrawled swastikas onto the ammunition magazines that he left at the school. As the shooting unfolded, a code red was still not called due to confusion among school employees over who had the authority to do so. At about 2:21 p.m. a staff member eventually activated a lockdown, but only after discovering the body of a victim and hearing gunfire. An armed school resource officer of the Broward County Sheriff's Office was on campus when the shooting broke out, and he remained outside between Building 12 and adjacent Building 7. After killing 2 staff members near a stairwell, the shooter went to the second floor where he fired into 2 more classrooms, but did not hit anyone. On the third floor, he shot and killed 5 students and another staff member, who all had been stranded in the hallway. 4 other students were injured. Next, he went into a teacher's lounge where he attempted to shoot out the hurricane-resistant windows facing the yard in order to target students and staff fleeing below, but failed. After he stopped shooting, Cruz dropped his rifle on the 3rd floor of the building and left the scene by blending in with fleeing students. He then allegedly walked to a fast food restaurant, stopping at a mall to get a soda on the way, and Ling